Sophie, Randy. Oh, Sophie and Randy. No. No. Please, no.
Sophie. Randy.
Gasp.
What? Ooh, ow. Gasp. No. Sophie and Randy.
Gasp. Oh my goodness. They both collapsed. We gotta get both of them to the hospital.
Don't worry, Sparkle. Hang in there. I'm calling the ambulance.
Sadly, after they all arrived at the hospital, the two nurses both put both Sophie and Randy gently in their hospital beds, with both of their roses in both of their hands. Tears ran down the Snow Princess's cheeks at this cruel turn of events.
Oh dear. Are they both gonna be okay?
Yes, they're both gonna be okay. They're both in a coma right now. But the only thing that could wake both of them up from a coma faster was getting both of their true love's first kisses.
Is this just like an act of true love will thaw both of their frozen hearts? Well, yes. But I think they're both unfrozen already. But anyway, will Oliver and Ava both come to the hospital so they can both kiss Sophie and Randy?
We're all afraid Oliver and Ava both betrayed both Sophie and Randy already, Sparkle.
Oh. Well then, who's gonna kiss both Sophie and Randy now? Well, Sparkle, we all don't hopefully know.
Oh, Sophie and Randy, please. I just want to reconcile with both of you. Come back.
Sorry. I'm afraid this is gonna take forever.
Maybe not.
Oh my. They are both the most beautiful two we both have ever seen. Gasp!
Yes.
Oh, what happened? Well, hello, sleepyheads. I'm Princess Lily.
And I'm Prince Paul.
Hello, Prince Paul and Princess Lily. I'm Princess Sophie.
And I'm Prince Randy.
Sophie. Randy.
Oh my god. Sophie and Randy, you two are both okay.
Oh, thank God.
Hey, sister.
Gasp. Sophie, Randy.
Oh, sister.
You two both sacrificed yourselves for me.
We both love you.
Gasp. An act of true love will thaw the two frozen hearts.
And wake the two siblings up from a coma faster too. That's for sure.
Yeah. And we all think that Paul and Lily have both saved both of Sophie and Randy's lives. Thank you, Paul and Lily.
Yeah, Paul and Lily, thanks.
You're all welcome.
Love will thaw. Gasp. Love. Of course.
Sister.
Love. Come on, everybody, let's all go back to the northern castle, so I can unfreeze it there.
Okay, sister.
Gasp. Look everybody, the Snow Princess is unfreezing the northern castle. And now, it's unfrozen. Ha 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 ha.
We all knew you can do it.
Hands down, this is the best day of my life. And
Sophie and Randy.
But she
But
froze
she froze both of your hearts. The only two frozen hearts around here is both of yours.
Gasp. Wow. They both did it. They're both now free at last.
Whoa. We both like the opening gates.
We're all never closing them again.
Gasp. Look, everybody, the Snow Princess gave everyone all of their ice skates. And now, they're all gonna begin to ice skate with her. And now everything is back to normal at the Northern Castle. And Sophie, Randy, the Snow Princess, and all of their friends all lived, happily, ever, after, the end.
Oh, finally. Ha 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 ha.
April 5th, 2026. Dear Mother and Father, the big Easter surprise from Cassie is a trip to Disney World of Florida. And there, we all make a remake version of Disney's first Frozen movie. It's called The Snow Princess. And we both played a princess named Sophie and a prince named Randy. And before that, you two will both not believe it. We all met the two newest members of the new Team Freedom Club pals. And we were both so surprised about that for sure. And then afterwards, we are both about to do something awesome. Oh, and one more thing. We both wanted to wish you a happy Easter. From your children, James and Michael.
Hey, Michael, I was thinking that we should both tell a Disney story to our newest members of the new Team Freedom Club pals at Cinderella's castle. Ha 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 ha. So, shall we both do that?
Of course we both can. Jane, let's go. Disney's Return to Neverland. Once, long ago, a young girl called Wendy waved goodbye to her magical friend, Peter Pan, as he flew back home to Neverland. Years passed, and a grown-up Wendy found herself waving goodbye again, this time to her husband, Edward. He was off to fight in the war. While the war dragged on, Wendy kept her son, Danny, happy with tales of Peter Pan. But her daughter, Jane, thought such stories were childish. Jane's father had asked her to take care of the family while he was away, so she had to act grown-up. One night, Jane was out with Nana too, their dog, when an air raid began. Jane rushed home to join her mother and Danny in their air raid shelter. Danny was scared, but Wendy said the noises were the cannons on Captain Hook's pirate ship. She told Danny how Peter Pan had captured Hook's treasure. Then Peter's fairy friend, Tinker Bell, had used pixie dust to make the ship float away. Hook will never win, said Wendy, finishing her story, as long as there is faith, trust, and pixie dust. Poppycock, said Jane, who was writing a list of supplies in her notebook. Later that evening, a warden called at the house to tell Wendy that Danny and Jane were going to be evacuated. They were to be taken away to the country, where they would be safe from air raids. Wendy asked Jane to look after Danny while they were away, and tell him Peter Pan stories. We'll be together again, promised Wendy. You must have faith. Faith, trust, pixie dust. Mother, those are just words from your story, cried Jane, upset and angry. Daniel, grow up. It's just a lot of childish nonsense. You're lying, yelled Danny, and he ran out of the room. Jane felt very guilty about upsetting Danny and cried herself to sleep. In the night, a noise woke her. It was Captain Hook and his pirates. They threw Jane into a sack. I've got a surprise for you, Peter Pan, Hook said to himself. When they arrived in Neverland, Hook tried to use Jane as bait to trap Peter Pan. But Peter avoided both Hook and a hungry octopus to rescue the sack. He was very surprised to find Jane inside. He had thought he was rescuing his old friend, Wendy. And Jane couldn't believe it. Peter Pan was real. Peter took Jane to his treehouse home to meet the Lost Boys. He told them that Jane was their new mother, just as Wendy had once been. The boys wanted Jane to tell them a story, but Jane said she wasn't very good at stories, so Peter suggested a treasure hunt. Come on, Jane, let's go find the treasure, yelled the boys. No, Jane said sadly, I must go home. Jane missed her family and wanted to tell them she was sorry. The Lost Boys, disappointed, didn't understand why Jane wanted to leave. What's the matter with her? They asked. I don't know, said Peter, puzzled. She acts kinda like a grown-up. Later, Peter found Jane building a raft to sail home on. He and Tinker Bell watched as Jane climbed aboard and sank. Peter lifted her from the water. The only way out of here is to fly, he told her. He took Jane back to the woods to meet up with the Lost Boys once again. Tinker Bell sprinkled magic dust on the Lost Boys, and they began to fly. Look, anybody can do it, they cried. All it takes is faith, trust. And pixie dust, said Jane, unimpressed. But even with a good sprinkling of Tinker Bell's special dust, Jane still couldn't fly. She felt cross and unhappy, especially when the Lost Boys teased her. She would never get home. I don't believe in any of this, and I especially don't believe in fairies, she shouted, and stomped off. Just then, Tinker Bell fell to the ground, her light fading. The boys gathered round Tinker Bell. "If we don't get Jane to believe in fairies, Tick's light is going to go out," said Peter. "We've got to make her one of us." He knew this would help Jane believe. They set off to look for her. But Captain Hook found Jane first. He promised to take her home on his pirate ship if she helped him to get his treasure back from Peter. Jane agreed as long as Captain Hook promised not to hurt Peter. "When you find the treasure, blow this," said Hook slyly, handing Jane a whistle. At last, Peter and the Lost Boys caught up with Jane. They showed her how to have fun like a lost boy. She loved it. Then, riding on a log with Peter, she surged into Dead Man's Cave. And there was the famous treasure, lots and lots of jewels. Jane thought of whistling for Hook, but changed her mind. These were her friends and she was the first lost girl ever. But soon the fun ended. One of the Lost Boys found Captain Hook's whistle and blew it. Hook and his pirate swooped into the cave and rounded up Peter and his gang. Peter thought Jane had betrayed them. "You lied to me," he said. "And because you don't believe in fairies, Tick's light is going out." Jane was upset. Peter and his friends were in trouble, and it was her fault. Hook took his prisoners to the ship, and Jane ran off to look for Tinker Bell. When she found her, the little fairy's light had almost faded to nothing. "Oh, Tinker Bell, I'm so sorry," sobbed Jane, and, as she spoke, Jane really did begin to believe in fairies. And slowly, magically, the tiny fairy's light began to brighten. Before long, Tick was her old sparkling self again. Jane quickly thought of Peter and raced with Tinker Bell to the Jolly Roger. She freed the Lost Boys, then stole the key to Peter's padlock from Hook. The angry captain chased her up the most. Jane faced him bravely. "Don't you see, Hook, you'll never win, as long as there's faith, trust, and pixie dust," she said. Tinker Bell did her stud, sprinkling Jane with magic dust, and Jane flew at last straight down to unlock Peter. Soon, Captain Hook was fleeing for his life, chased by the still hungry octopus. The fight was over, the pirates were gone, and the friends were safe. Before long, Peter and Tinker Bell were flying with Jane, back to her home in London. Wendy loved seeing Peter Pan and Tinker Bell again. Jane was soon telling her and Danny and, of course, Nana too every single detail of the adventure. As Peter left, Jane promised softly, "I'll always believe in you, Peter Pan." Peter and Tinker Bell hovered in the night sky for a moment. They watched as a truck pulled up outside Jane's house. A man got out, and they heard Jane cry out happily, "Daddy's back." Peter smiled. "Let's go home, Tick." The end.
Wow. That was a great story. And that's just like when Riley and I both got our plastic surgery last week, before we both became the newest members of the new Team Freedom Club pals, along with the others today. Am I right, Riley?
Oh yes, hero, you're right. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, guys.
Yes, Ernie, Karen, you two are both dead. Wow, I can't believe it. Meet my new Team Freedom Club friends, will ya? Me too. Leo and Miguel were with our old friends called the Team Freedom Club before.
Gasp. Wow. Cool. Ha 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 ha. Nice to meet you all. And I think Karen and I are both gonna be the newest members of the new Team Freedom Club pals too. Ha 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 ha. And everyone, Karen and I both gotta say that this is the best Easter surprise day ever in your lives.
The end.